by giving a visiting card or something like that. So if you have anything, as one of the officer indicated, excuse me, as one of the officer indicated, some of our ideas need to be kept in secret, you mentioned. So I wish I could collect some of the panel members' visiting cards or something, so that I can personally follow up with you in person. Thank you. Rajaram.
So, is there any other comment, question, please?
Hello. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Yes. My name is Zamhan and I'm from University Malaysia Sabah. Yes, I've flown all the way to University Malaysia Sabah.
Thank you.
Just wanted to address some of the things. It's not a question per se, but hopefully I can get some discussion on this matter. The government has basically pushed a lot in terms of commercialization and linking it with university R&D. The traditional way of thinking about R&D in universities has always been, we are serving the people, the ivory tower serving the purposes of the society and academia and stuff like that. But current realities of, economic realities seem to push for, well, if you're not just producing research for research's sake, you should also contribute to this. I'd like to get, your opinions on this. For some of you are academics, some of you are from industry and stuff like that, about this debate, because I believe that, in essence, I can always fit this in with some of our own personal beliefs. Being a Muslim, there's always that balance of ilmu and amal. So I always believe that as academics, you should also, other than just pursuing research and knowledge, you should also apply this research and knowledge to create good things, to provide opportunities and everything else. I think this is one of the things that basically follows in line with the quest for commercialization and offering opportunities for us by using R&D in Malaysian universities. So I'd like to get some of your opinions on that. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your opinions. Any response from the panelists?
First of all, I think I agree with my two other panelists. And it is not an issue of either or between basic fundamental research and commercial research. When we start the research, it must be fundamental research. But after we got our finding, now we need to extend further, because the finding must not stay there as fundamental research finding. It must be innovated to become some commercial value. And this is in line with this your point just now, that we need to basically expand the contribution, not just to the fellow academician and the student, but also to the public at large. And this is where we need to commercialize. And the way to commercialize is to actually the process of innovation, the process of commercializing this research is also another research. And it is a multidisciplinary research. You can form a team comprising of some expertise in entrepreneurship, in marketing, in innovation, in strategic business, in organizational, and then pursue it as another research, academic research, with the objective of at the end, you have some product that you can commercialize. And of course this will be just like a byproduct, but that byproduct can be very substantial. And to do this, I think what we need in the university is to have a mechanism, an institution, a solid framework in each university, we already have innovation center, but what is lacking is this team of multidisciplinary team to pursue commercialization in a serious way.
Yes.
And to also answer our fellow panelists just now, I think the intellectual property should be jointly owned by the inventor as the founder, as well as the university owning the majority ownership, and hence it will be basically shared with the public.
If I may just add on to the professor's explanation, when we say fundamental research and commercialization, we don't mean doing research for the sake of researching. Yeah? Fundamental research is absolutely required to develop technology, which is needed by the industry and mankind. When you have the core fundamental research developed, which then leads to availability of a certain technology for commercialization, or for use by the industry, or useful to mankind, and so which then leads to commercialization. It has to be there. It has to be. I mean, the research needs to have a purpose, not for the sake of doing research. But then when it comes to commercialization, there needs to be a great discipline and mindset by researchers. I mean, if researchers are totally engrossed, particularly academicians are totally engrossed in commercialization, they lose focus and teaching suffers. And so there is no transmission of further knowledge to the next generation. And so there need to be, the researchers who embark in commercialization need to be very, very disciplined, so that they continue the research while the technology developed by them is being commercialized by spin-off companies or taken up by in the industry. Yeah? So that the development of knowledge continues. Otherwise, if all academicians and researchers become businessmen, there's nobody to teach. There's nobody to continue the research. Yeah? And building of team. We haven't really reached that stage yet. Yeah, we have become, my experience, and seeing working as researcher, as in the private sector, and now nurturing industry, I see that a lot of researchers are very, very individualistic. They do not build a core team so that knowledge is transmitted. Yeah, as what Ong says, when one retires, really retires. There needs to be continuation. And so if you don't build a team, there's no continuation of knowledge development and the subsequent transmission of this. Yeah, and so it's important that fundamental research is done, and it needs to have a purpose, and that then leads to commercialization, needs to the technology being taken, the technology being useful for mankind, and that continues. Not just stops the moment one makes $1 million and retires and starts playing golf. Thank you.
Thank you. I guess to add on my fellow panelists have mentioned just now. Firstly, is that there are some universities where they have included inventors as one of the applicants in their patent application. I think quite a few universities are doing that now. One way, why they are putting the inventor as an applicant in the application for a patent is to ensure that the inventor are committed. If they are committed to that particular work, then they will actually be more aggressive in commercializing that invention. So that's why instead of putting the UTA as the applicant for a patent, they put UTA plus the inventor's name as the applicant for the patent. But not every university has that type of policy. It depends on the policy of the university. And of course, there are some universities where they do not have policy on their own. They might then follow the policy of what I call the MOSTI, the guideline provided MOSTI for the ownership of the invention, or it falls back to Section 20 of the Patents Act. Okay, that's number one. Number two, about what we enjoy today. What we enjoy today with ballpoint pen, with mineral water, all these are the result of many fundamental research conducted by our foreparents, our forefathers, and that's where we apply it to the to be a good businessman, you have a business mind. My friend